Deadly Coast, a thriller by R.E. Mcdermott, narrated by Todd Haberkorn. In Memoriam, Rita McDermott Mayer, 1942 to 2002. Sister, aunt, friend, and wordsmith extraordinaire. Prologue. Pin Fang Complex Test Ground, Unit 731, Epidemic Prevention Research Laboratory, Hygiene Corps, Japanese Imperial Army, Harbin, China, 20th June, 1944. Shiro Ishii struggled to suppress his impatience as the last of the 50 Marutas was led blindfolded into the test area and bound to one of the stout upright poles. He regretted the waste. A dozen subjects would have sufficed, but he wanted to impress. He lowered the binoculars and turned to his visitor, a man in the field-gray uniform of a Waffen SS colonel, adorned with the crested serpent insignia of a medical doctor.
"That's the last of the Marutas, Doctor,"
Ishii said.
"It won't be long now."
The German grunted and continued to peer through his binoculars at the circle of poles and a pair of Japanese medical technicians fussing over a device in the center of the circle. He lowered the binoculars and turned to his host. "I'm unfamiliar with the term. Does Maruta mean test subject?" Ishii smiled.
"In a manner of speaking, it means log. As you can see, our complex is quite large, and we can hardly publicize the nature of our work, so the curious are told the facility is a lumber mill."
Ishii's smile widened.
"And what does a lumber mill process but logs? In fact, a number of the overly curious have themselves become logs."
The German smiled politely as Ishii turned his attention back to the distant circle just as the two technicians started toward him in a run. They crossed the 500-meter separation and came to stiff attention in front of him, bowing deeply. He returned their bows with a shallow bow, and then barked at them in Japanese, sending them to a control panel. Ishii turned back to his guest.
"We're ready, Doctor,"
he said. "You're sure we're safe here?" the German asked.
"Quite sure."
Ishii pointed to telltales, streaming from a pole in the light wind.
"We're well upwind. Now please, watch closely. It will be over quickly."
The German nodded and raised his binoculars as Ishii gave orders to the technicians, and then peered through his own field glasses. Ishii saw a small puff of smoke in the center of the distant circle as his technicians triggered the device, and began a running commentary for his visitor's benefit.
"Efficient distribution is dependent on the delivery device. For this..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?